Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I am Office Bloke Dave.
I am Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively, we're two of the Office Blokes, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Office Bloke Mike is, or AKA Johnny Low Roller, is
Mikey Low Roller.
Mikey Low. Hey Mikey!
Mikey.
He went to New York, and when he came back, he was a changed man. So
Literally.
yeah, so he just doesn't like us anymore.
Where is Mike?
Let us know where Mike is.
Where
Email
in
us.
the world?
officeblokesreact@gmail.com. Let us know what has happened to Mike. The winner gets the world's first ever OB Mike £1.50 t-shirt.
I'm entering.
You have to be subscribed. That's all I'm going to say.
No, I'm entering to show where Mike is.
Oh, to get the t-shirt?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I got him.
Right. Right then. These regular guys challenged NBA players and instantly regretted it. No shit.
You can't challenge anyone that's a professional. At anything.
How many regular 6'12", 6'9" guys are there?
Yeah. I've challenged football players to a penalty shootout.
Right.
And against the professional goalkeeper as well.
Penalties are a little bit different.
I've challenged a dart player.
Right.
I've challenged a snooker player.
Let me guess you beat them all.
Did it balls. The snooker, I was just getting him out of the pot. I was just being the referee.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a look in. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Very difficult.
Yeah. Well, let's see these guys failing then, I guess. These regular guys challenged an NBA player and instantly regretted it.
Have you ever watched an NBA game and thought to yourself, you know, under the right circumstances, if I maxed out all of my abilities and put all my efforts into this sport, I think I could play in the league. Regardless of how unrealistic this is, I'm sure we've all had this thought before. We all love the game and we'd all love to play it at the highest level. But for 99.9% of us, this dream will forever remain just that, a dream. Because the gap between most of us and an NBA player is massive. In fact, it could be difficult to understand just how much better the average NBA player is compared to the average Joe. Luckily for us, every once in a while an NBA player will take the time to show us just how much better they really are. A few weeks ago, a high school basketball player challenged Brian Scalabrine, former NBA player and basketball GOAT, to a game of one-on-one. The kid was confident, so confident that he even bet his own shoes on the game. Now, this kid looks to be a solid 6'2", 6'3", with some good skill and athleticism, probably better than the average high school hooper. On the other hand, Scalabrine is a 43-year-old who's been retired for nearly a decade. But there's levels to this. So on the first possession, the high schooler tries to create space with a little hezzy pull-up, and gets stuffed. At this point, the game was already over.
Oh, hey! Hey! He said hit the weight room. Hey!
Hit the weight room. Something to do that.
Are they playing for cheese? Yeah.
After what probably felt like the longest 5 minutes of the kid's life, Brian Scalabrine beat the high schooler 11-0.
Wow.
It wasn't even close. Now, I'm sure there's some clips of the kid getting more shots up on Brian, but his friends decided to only include the clips of Brian torching him. Now, Scal could have easily used his size on every possession, but to really make an example out of the young buck, he got into his bag instead. This isn't even fair. Keep in mind, Brian is a relatively out-of-shape 43-year-old, 9 years removed from the NBA. Brian wasn't even an average NBA player. No offense to the man, but when I tried to search up his stats on Basketball Reference, Brian was so low on the leaderboard that he didn't even come up. His name literally doesn't appear.
Ouch.
So instead, I had to go over to the ESPN archives and dig through hundreds and hundreds of players until I finally found old Brian on the last page of the league leaderboard. Out of 479 players in the NBA that season, Brian ranked 464th. 464th. In fact, in Brian's last season in the NBA, he scored just 32 points. In the season before, he scored just 20. And in the season before that, he scored 78. In fact, Brian scored less points in his entire 11-year NBA career than James Harden scored last season, in the first 45 games of the season.
Wow.
In Scal's last season in the NBA, he was worse at scoring the ball than 97% of NBA players. And here he is, 9 years later, shooting hoops in his spare time and still absolutely smoking an above-average hooper. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I like to call perspective.
You know what a big difference there is, though? He's a lot more physical.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go to a professional or even an ex-professional and challenge them, you've got to take every equality out of the equation of where you think, oh, I'm lighter than you, you're heavier than me.
Oh, yeah.
You're challenging him.
Yeah, well,
you've got to be ready to play.
It's fully down to merit, isn't it? There's no other way. There's no other metric for it. But you can see the other guys he's just getting muscled out of the way constantly. And I guess if you play at a high level, you're going to be used to that level.
That's the game. That's the play. That's what you're playing.
Yeah, and that kid kind of naively thought, I'm pretty good. And really, it's...
goes to show he's going against one of the lowest NBA players.
Yeah. You can see the bar being very high to be in the NBA, though, really.
Any professional sport, mate, to be at the top level, top division of any sport, any top level of any sport, is pure dedication and skill, attitude, everything that goes with it to get up there.
Yeah.
But then you've got to be good.
Apart from cycling, you just have to put some lycra on and
my mate's
sit on a pencil in between your bum cheeks.
My mate's got a silver medal from the Olympics for cycling. You want to see him
joking.
And what effort he puts into it.
Yeah, no, I know. I just don't like the lycra wearers on the roads. That's
no,
all.
they're different. They wouldn't stand a chance against these guys.
They think they're in the Olympics.
Correct.
It's something that you need in order to grasp exactly where you stand in the world of sports, and yet it's something that a lot of sports fans lack. We all know that one guy that swears he would have went to the league if he didn't get injured, or he got more playing time, or if he was 6 inches taller. That's me saying that. I'm that one guy. But all jokes aside, sometimes we just need to get walked by real NBA talent to know exactly how good these guys are. Like in 2017, when a 22-year-old Fred VanVleet went one-on-one against 2 other hoopers. Now, these other hoopers were far from average. One of them was Marcus Posley, a guard in the G League. The other hooper was Jordan Poole, who is now a contributing player on the Warriors, but at the time was an 18-year-old fresh out of high school as the 51st top prospect in the entire country. 2 elite basketball players, one a professional in the G League, the other a top high school recruit with 5 inches on VanVleet. Both of them far, far better than everyone at your local gym. Take a wild guess at how these one-on-ones went.
Massacre, isn't it?
Yeah. Every time well past it.
It went pretty much exactly how you would expect. VanVleet, going half speed, was still on another level. Just look at how easy he gets to his spots, getting up shots like the defender isn't even there. In a King's Court format, Poole finished with 3, Posley finished with 7, and VanVleet finished with 19, and didn't even break a sweat in the process. Look at this bucket here. Come on, dog. This man literally isn't even trying. Today, most fans know VanVleet as a killer point guard with a championship and a 54-point performance under his belt. But back in 2017, Fred was hardly a rotational guy for the Raptors, averaging just 8 minutes and 3 points per game. This guy is 6 feet tall on a good day, can hardly get playing time in the league, and here he is completely sleepwalking through 2 elite basketball talents like it's nothing. Perspective. And I would like to say that for the most part, NBA players don't even give us average Joes the time of day. Only once in a blue moon do they bring their busy days to a halt to show some washed up hack just how delusional he is. But far more often, these pros don't even listen to the chatter. Well, all of them but Scalabrine. Brian doesn't just listen to us average Joes, he makes a show about it and proceeds to embarrass our fellow average brethren for the world to see. Seriously, this was a real thing. This actually happened. In 2013, on a show called The Scallenge, which is pretty much the greatest name for a show in the history of shows, Brian Scalabrine didn't just play random guys one-on-one and take their shoes. This man handpicked contestants via video submissions, brought them onto his own show, created apparel and merchandise for the show, and even had his own sideline crew to call the action. This is absolute peak, all-time pettiness from Scal. And I love it. Imagine sending a video to a former NBA player, calling him out on his game and saying you could beat him, and probably assuming you won't actually get picked. And then next thing you know, you're suited up in a gym checking the ball up to a 6'8" NBA champion. Now, some of these video submissions were complete satire, but for every guy trying to crack some jokes, there was a hooper who actually felt like he had a chance against Scal. The 3 contestants he chose were Matt Tomaszewski, Rich Morantis, and Jake Fay. Now, Mr. Tomaszewski wasn't your average
The last one, comment on his name. Has 2 trophies, I guess.
I think that's that music in the background is Mr. Ballin's music, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I think
Mr. B.
so,
Allen.
Yeah, Mr. B. Allen.
Matt was a 6'8" forward who started at Syracuse just a year before this one-on-one. The second challenger, Rich, was actually a really good hooper back in his day, a former D2 player and also a former pro in Australia. The last challenger, Jake Fay, well, Jake is the epitome of an average player who had nothing but what I assume are a few rec league trophies in his submitted video that he literally did drills around. 3 challengers, 1 Scalabrini, and a 0% probability that anyone stood a chance.
Love how we're laughing at the third guy, but he's probably better than both of us.
Absolutely.
They just showed him dunking, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 trophies, fair play.
Matt Tomaszewski, a graduate of Syracuse where he played basketball. Rich, it's a good size matchup. They're almost identical in physical appearance.
I watched him in warm-ups. He can hit threes all day, but the question is, does he have the speed? Does he have the quickness to take on the Vanilla Godzilla?
Elbows up.
How about that? Use and
Vanilla
how about
Godzilla.
that?
Positioning.
Ooh.
Bink. That's a nice spin move.
And he goes back for the 3. Oh, red. Oh!
It's an interesting strat.
Hey!
Brini, what a contest.
Hey, seriously?
Well, that went about as terrible as I thought it would. Let's see how Jake did.
Where I'm from, I'm called the Great White Hope.
Because I wear hoop earrings.
See, there ain't gonna be no hope.
Oh, this guy's gonna suck. Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad. All right.
This guy's decent.
Wow. I think this guy might be a keeper.
And he's got his trophies
All
out.
around the trophies.
Yeah.
Scout, what do you think?
No, it's decent. Good athlete. It's a guy, we're going to pick this guy. I like it. Make sure you bring your trophies. This is the guy we want.
No, he didn't. He got fat.
He's just not got the face, has he? Like, that picture of him looks like a gangly little...
Even dribbling between the trophies didn't look right to me.
But then, actually, he's quite big. He's dunking. He's obviously athletic. He's going to get battered, obviously.
Is he dunking or is the rim lower? Or has he got a little trampoline?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jake, oh, that's just embarrassing. Oh!
Oh no, he's tall.
Ooh, the push off.
There you go.
Ooh, la.
There you go. Go for the dunk, baby. Go!
Fade
Fadeaway
away.
jumper,
Nowhere
it's
near, was
in.
it?
And
It is
it's
the shutout as he predicted, as he wanted. Brian Scalabrini takes out Jake Fay.
Yep, pretty much what I thought. Rich, let's see what you can do.
As much as I would have to guard him, he'd have to guard me.
This is the favourite one I think for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Death.
Ex-pro.
Oh dear. Game.
You walk away with a shutout. What did you take from the game?
Well, I missed that first shot that I should have made. And after that, I just couldn't get the shot going. Really, it's kind of where
And he
it
went
is.
to the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, that was terrible. Breaking news. NBA players, even old washed up retired ones, are way, way, way better than any of us. And I would like to say that after torching these 3 contestants, everyone's ego came back down to earth. But no. Instead, and I'm not joking when I say this, the sideline crew decided to get in on the action and challenge Brian to a game of 3-on-1.
I thought it was going to be 3-on-1.
The sideline crew. Yes. 3 below average middle-aged men versus 1 former NBA player. Based on what you've seen so far, how exactly do y'all think this went down?
Talking to himself again like a maniac.
Whoa, why are you checking like that?
He's so much bigger and more physical than all 3 of them.
They should just pass around him for 10 minutes, let him chase the ball and knock him out.
Boy.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would really like to say that these guys put up a decent fight. But, yeah. This is what happens when average Joes try to go against an NBA player. In fact, this is what happens when an average hooper, a former D1 player, and even a former overseas guy go against an NBA player. in the off chance that you ever get to actually play an elite talent on this level, it's just not gonna go well for you. So shout out to Brian, Fred, and any other NBA player who has taken time to scorch the normal guys, for giving us perspective that we desperately need but often refuse to accept. Let me know in the comments below. And be honest, how well do you think you would do in a game of one-on-one against an NBA player? And even better, who exactly do you think you would have the best shot at beating? Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time.
Great video.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, aren't they?
I can answer both of those questions that you just asked at the end there.
Go on.
Absolutely no chance, and none of them.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
No, basketball's not our sport though, is it?
It's really not. And when we tried playing a bit of one-on-one with each other, I realised how much it's not my sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the only times I've really played is just shooting. You know, and I'm not too bad at shooting, but moving about and faking and trying to create space or anything, dreadful at. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I've gone 2-on-2 with the Street Kings, which is soccer, and they're like the high end, 2-on-2 sort of like soccer football players there in the world. And I went 2-on-2 with them, and we actually tied them 1-1.
Wow.
So it was me and my son's school teacher.
Really?
Yeah, it got a little bit out of hand. So we had to stop the game.
Were you involved in that by any chance?
No, wasn't me. No, I was playing fair, and so we were all playing fair. It just got a little bit. Tackles were going in a little bit too hard for the exhibition that was going on. So we just called a game. But it was playing against them though. They're just incredible players.
Yeah,
they're not pros.
Well, it's like you said though. Any elite level athlete, and I'm not saying that example. I'm just saying any elite level athlete, a normal person's just got absolutely no chance.
No chance.
And if you look at, and I know you sort of joke about skateboarding a bit and stuff, but if you look at the level and the consistency of the best skaters in the world,
you're not competing with them as a regular skater.
You're not even getting one trick on them, but they do lines where they'll do 6 or 7 in a row, and to have that level of consistency. And I think that's what a lot of it is. You've got to understand the game intimately, but then the consistency levels of just practice.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes to show. Let's put it into perspective, as he says. Great videos on that guy as well.
I never thought I could compete with an NBA player anyway.
No chance. And if you think you can, you get in the real world.
Yeah, you're delusional, aren't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, enjoyed that. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. Don't forget, like and subscribe, please. Hit the bell. Catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.